Shut it off. Let's get right into it. 80 Christians were beheaded in the Congo, and nobody's talking about it. 80 Christians beheaded in the Congo by ISIS, and nobody bats an eye. Pay attention to see who actually talks about that kind of thing. Donald Trump signs an executive order finally ending the incentivizing and support of illegal immigration. What that's going to mean, I'm not totally sure. We're still waiting for the finer details. The executive order was just signed. They can no longer make money and live off our teat, which is always a good thing, as border crossings have gone down significantly. It's amazing when you actually care about the border, how it all of a sudden halts. So you're telling me that government and these politicians, when they actually care about things, they can actually put a stop to things? It's insane. J.D. Pritzker goes on a run about illegal immigration, saying that Donald Trump is literally doing the Holocaust. He is going to be deporting the disabled. These people are unhinged and insane. And so is she. She goes on a rant about Doge. Kathy Hochul is finally a victim of Donald Trump's terror, and now she is going on a mission, screaming from the rooftops, "I am the one that's being victimized here," as she is fighting to make her New Yorkers pay more money. It make sense to me. I can't figure out. Delta gives people money. CEO gets in huge trouble on CBS and fires back at Gayle King. Fantastic to see. But who were the pilots? We're going to get into all this stuff. Welcome to the show.
Okay, let's go.
Let's go let the world
Trust the government.
She sent in a little video for us. Oh. Here she is.
Hey, in spite of everything you've heard, and let me just make sure you all know that it's actually me. Say it's me.
Anti-woke.
Anti-woke?
suck on this, Biden.
Would we the all of our folks step on?
Good morning, everyone. He said we're deporting Crips, Derek, not cripples. Is that true? We're deporting the Crips and the cripples, not to be confused with the cripples. Good people, the cripples, always hanging off their Medicaid. A horrifying news story to get started with. 80 Christians decapitated in the Congo, in Africa. And of course, nobody cares because it's the Africa. If it was Israel or Palestine, people would say something. But because this is in Africa, no one cares. Again, Christians get killed. The media doesn't bat an eye. It's just pay attention to that kind of stuff. It's 80 people. That's freaking nuts. And nobody's talking about it. Nobody. There's barely any news sources about it. I had to look into it. Only CBN and a few other outlets are even talking about it. I guess murdering Christians doesn't make news agencies money. And so therefore, they're not going to say anything about it. Donald Trump finally signs the executive order we've all been waiting for. We have spent billions and billions and billions of dollars on these illegal immigrants, migrants, illegals. And I mean, billions. I mean, just this last year, what was it, $14 billion we spent on illegal immigration through our NGOs and just giving them free healthcare and free hotels. They have taken over our free healthcare clinics in all major cities. If you go to any major city that has a public health hospital, I have friends that work in these hospitals, and they tell me that these hospitals are completely overrun with non-English speaking people that have illegally immigrated here. So if you're an American citizen and you're homeless, too bad. Lame. You're going to die on the streets. Nobody cares. Because this is America. Don't you hear me slip in now?
I'm gonna come.
But watch J.D. Pritzker, the governor of Illinois, the thickest man in all of politics, just creeping up and and overtaking Governor Chris Christie due to him no longer being in office. So J.D. Pritzker, the thickest man in politics. Africa equals jungle, just wild animals eating each other. Is that true? It's the Lion King there.
I'm gonna come.
Listen to J.D. Pritzker be absolutely triggered by Donald Trump's handling of illegal immigration.
What comes next?
You tell me.
After we've discriminated against...
Wait.
What comes next?
I'm gonna come.
I'm so stupid. Okay, sorry.
What comes next? After we've discriminated against, deported, or disparaged all the immigrants and the gay and lesbian and transgender people, the developmentally disabled, the women, and the minorities.
What are we even talking about? The disabled, the developmentally disabled, the women? Donald Trump is the women. He's going against the women. We're discriminating against women? Women in the chat, do you feel discriminated against since Donald Trump's gotten to office? I certainly have. As somebody who just recently identified as a woman this morning, I'm feeling very discriminated against, and now I'm a victim. And now I finally have my victim card. I need a victim card. Everyone needs one.
We've discriminated against, deported, or disparaged all the immigrants and the gay and lesbian and transgender people, the developmentally disabled, the women, and the minorities.
Okay.
Once we've ostracized our neighbors and betrayed our friends, after that, when the problems we started with are still there staring us in the face.
Is she doing the haka behind him? Sorry, I'm very ADD this morning. I'm just watching her. She's like, what is happening behind him?
Transgender people, the developmentally disabled, the women, and the minorities. Once we've ostracized our neighbors and betrayed our friends, after that, when the problems we started with are still there staring us in the face,
yes.
What comes
next?
I'm gonna come.
All the atrocities of human history lurk in the answer to that question.
Nazis?
What comes next?
J.D. Pritzker then goes on an unhinged rant about it being linked to the Holocaust. He goes on to say that I am friends with more people than most of you that have been through the Holocaust, so therefore I know. If I had a nickel for every time people use the Holocaust as some kind of trump card,
I'm gonna come.
I think I'd be a billionaire. He's literally Hitler. He's going to be deporting the disabled and women. He's going to put them in camps. He's going to be making them pump babies for Elon Musk. Elon Musk is on his terror across the United States, just impregnating every woman he comes across. And if you're a woman in my chat, you could be next. Elon is coming for you.
I'm gonna come.
Elon wants to have your baby. But let's not get it twisted, okay? So those of us that voted for Donald Trump absolutely love Donald Trump and love what's going on with Doge. We love the fact that we're actually auditing the government. I think we've been crying out for years, and then people saying it's too big of an idea, it's too big of a deep state, we can't get into that. How dare you even ask those questions? Everyone knows the Democrats are full of crap. Yeah, they are. How can you be once lesbian, gay, and trans? I don't know. You can be all the things at once all the time. But here is Jamie Crockett saying that you being excited about Doge, you being excited about government cuts is because you don't actually understand what's going on. And it takes somebody with such a huge freaking brain like Jamie Crockett to tell you that you're stupid. Now, she's beautiful and brave. Don't get it twisted.
I'm gonna come.
But she is unhinged and insane. And the more emotional language you use and the stronger and angrier you get when you're speaking on these platforms, the more educated you are as a human being. It's the facts. If I start to scream and tell you that the world is ending and that you need to be afraid of your life and you guys just don't get it, then you need to listen. But listen to her just go unhinged about Doge. I love it.
He right now has a 53% approval rating. It's higher than it's ever been.
You hear this question? Donald Trump has the highest approval rating it's ever been. People are excited about Doge. People are excited about everything going on, but she is not. So therefore, you don't understand.
3% approval rating. It's higher than it's ever been. 70% believe that he's fulfilling his promises.
Yes.
And 45% believe Democrats should be more moderate. What do you take away? I think there's a lot to make of those numbers. What's your takeaway from that?
My takeaway is just like the election. We've got to do better at education. People don't understand. But you will understand when those hospitals in rural America start closing down even more. You will understand when you don't have your Social Security. You will understand when your Medicaid, your Medicare goes away. You will understand as planes continue to fall out of the sky. Soon you will understand why it's important to maybe have somebody that isn't loud and ridiculous, and maybe Sleepy Joe is.
Are you talking about yourself?
Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids.
You ain't black.
Sorry. You will understand when planes start falling out of the sky? What is going on right now? Is this some kind of horror movie you've dreamt up of? I'm literally doing the next Jordan Peele movie, Get Out meets Jamie Crockett, where planes literally fall out of the skies. They're just going to fall out. When Donald Trump becomes president, planes are just going to fall out of the sky. They won't work anymore just because Donald Trump is there. These major corporations like Delta, Southwest, and American Airlines, they don't have any power over what Donald Trump is about to do to them. They can't. Donald Trump's going to be like, do not fix those planes.
I'm gonna come.
Don't fix those planes. Let those planes fall out of the sky, and you need to lose billions of dollars on my watch. This woman is fucking stupid, dude. Wait, the planes? What is she blaming that on? Oh, Donald Trump. She's saying that people will actually start caring about Doge when the planes start falling out of the sky. Is that what Doge is doing? Elon Musk's like, make the planes fall out of the sky, make Medicaid go away, make everybody die, make the hospitals close. Dems are on drugs after the election, after crashing out literally. She's a perfect example of why being over emotional and hyped up about life doesn't necessarily make you in the right. Sometimes in life, when you become triggered or emotionally charged with things and you decide to go on an unhinged rant, it doesn't necessarily make you right. It happens all the time in marriages. It happens all the time in relationships, that when you become triggered by something, and men do this as well, where we start to freaking freak out, doesn't make what we're saying true. And sometimes you need a calmer voice to say, Jamie, we're just auditing the American institution. Isn't this a good thing? Don't you want Americans to feel more secure about their government? This whole thing of what Donald Trump is doing is reestablishing trust in the government. I have never in my life trusted the government more today than I've ever in my life. I have never felt like, oh, finally we're shining some light on the hypocrisy and the absolute lunacy that goes on in our government institutions. I'm excited about that. I want that. I want to see what our government is paying. It is my business. They do work for us. They have gotten to a position in politics where they truly believe that they no longer work for us, and they need to tell us how the government works for you. I heard a while ago there was a plan to dramatically reduce air travel by making people feel it was unsafe. Disco, that has always been my conspiracy, is that the climate change people have been really pushing these stories of planes falling out of the sky or planes crashing so people no longer take trips places. That's what I've always thought. It's all these rich billionaires who want to just control the skies. So you make it sense. You have to think about the statistical improbability of all these air disasters. Well, let's just think about this too. There's been a new report that just recently came out that Donald Trump airplane crashes under Donald Trump are actually lower than under Biden all the years, these first 2 months. But yet all of us feel more unsafe about flying than ever. You make it make sense. That is a statistical facts over feelings. Timmer says they have no right to check if they were accountable of our money they spent. Yeah. It's working. I'm scared. You should be scared. Be scared like Kathy Hochul. Kathy Hochul, now that Donald Trump has taken away the tolls in Manhattan, is going on a spree right now. I mean, she is more unhinged on Twitter than Elon Musk when he has a new baby accusation. She has been posting nonstop about how we are a nation of laws. We're no longer ruled by a king. I'm putting out statements. I'm literally a victim. We're going to fight this. It's so funny to me watching her fight to make New Yorkers pay more money and acting like this is what New Yorkers want. All New Yorkers want to pay more money, want to pay me more money. All New Yorkers feel this way, and I'm going to pretend to go through a subway to prove it.
At 1:01 p.m. today, the U.S. Department of Transportation emailed us a letter from Secretary Duffy.
Again, we watched this clip yesterday, but she just reposted this same clip this morning as like a hype highlight reel video of how she is fighting Donald Trump.
Announcing their attempt to end the congestion pricing program in the state of New York. At 1:58 p.m., President Donald Trump tweeted, "Long live the king." I'm here to say New York hasn't labored under a king in over 250 years.
I didn't even know my...
Sure as hell are not going to start now. I don't care.
I didn't even know my camera could do that. What's that?
I don't care if you love congestion pricing or hate it. This is an attack on our sovereign...
What did she just say? I don't care if you love congestion pricing or hate it. This is an attack on us. What? See, this is what I'm saying. She is twisting this entire event to make it seem like she is some kind of victim that Donald Trump is attacking them.
I don't care if you love congestion pricing or hate it. This is an attack on our sovereign identity, our independence from Washington. We are not subservient to a king or anyone else out of Washington.
Yes, you are. You're subservient to King Trump. And Delta announces that each one of these passengers that were flipped over on the plane are going to receive $30,000, no strings attached. Now, reportedly, that you could still sue Delta over what happened. And if you're somebody that flipped over on a plane, you guarantee that some people are going to be making some money. Like the emotional toll and the PTSD that I'm gonna have to go through, and the daily massages that I'm going to require with happy endings are unlimited. So I need more than $30,000. And the funniest thing yesterday as well, CBS Morning had the Delta CEO on, and Gayle King immediately starts to ask him a question saying, do you blame the Trump administration for your plane falling out of the sky and flipping over? These people are sick.
No, the Trump administration recently fired many employees of the FAA administration. Do those cuts worry you, and do you think that impacts the safety? I know you just said it's the safest way to travel, but after looking at all these mishaps, a lot of people are very nervous. Do these cuts affect you?
The cuts do not affect us, Gail. I've been in close communication with the Secretary of Transportation. I understand that the cuts at this time are something that are raising questions, but the reality is there's over 50,000 people that work at the FAA, and the cuts, I understand, were 300 people, and they were in non-critical safety functions.
Oh, God, you don't hate the media enough. You really don't hate the media enough. I'm going to put these words in your mouth. Are you very angry about Donald Trump cutting airplane staff and FAA? And, there's 50,000 people that work for the FAA, and Donald Trump cut 300? That's like almost a percentage.
I'm going to come.
So it has to be high. Hochul is making the socialist mistake. Raise taxes, drive business away, blame someone else. Raise taxes, cover the shortfall. Yeah. Well, that's what Democrats do, right? They're always socialists deep down inside, and sometimes their full socialist bosom is shown. Hi, Gail. I'm an airline CEO. Maybe you can appreciate I need to be more of a rational person. Yeah, exactly. But people have been asking, like, who is the airline pilots of Delta that potentially caused the crash? Now, I am seeing people on the right all think it's due to DEI in women pilots. don't fall for this yet. We don't know for sure. Don't be one of these people who are just like so wrapped up in your own biased bubble that you're like, it has to be a female pilot, right? I mean, females can't drive. Everyone knows females can't parallel park. And that's literally what the plane was doing. It was coming into park, and women cannot park. Women always be parking on them lines, am I right? So we don't know for sure. Of course, the people that were in charge of the airline during the time have made it a purpose to hire more female pilots and more female staff members. But it's only what's reported. I think it was around what's it around? The percentage of Endeavor's air pilots are female. So as of January 2020, 6.29% of Endeavor's air pilots were female. That's what we know as of right now. The global average is 5.8%. So we don't know for sure, but it probably is female pilots. Am I right? It is kind of weird that we have no idea who's flying the plane, but you make the judgment call on who you think is actually flying the plane. And if it turns out to be two white guys, do we just make this story slowly disappear? And now they become heroes? This is why I love politics so much. They're boasting about that. No men think about it. Yeah. We don't know that for sure. We have no idea. We don't know for a fact that that's what actually happened. So just be cognizant. Don't jump on the train if you don't even know where the train is going, is what I'm trying to say. It's just fantastic. All right, guys, I've had so much fun this morning. I am going to work. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your morning. I hope this 20 minutes has been the most incredible 20 minutes of your morning. And enjoy your day. Make a difference in someone's life, and go punch your boss in the face and tell them that Doge is exactly what you voted for.